betting show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 5 Vegas spread picks. And listen, this week is an Alamo week. You're probably not going to like these picks. We have to be contrarian and we have to go against the tide. I'm ready for this week. And when we say Alamo week, it means our backs are up against the wall. And anytime I've said this the last 4 years, it's been a massive week. Let's get to week 5. First game, we got the Tampa Bay Bucs at the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons minus 1.5. Falcons to win in the cover. When I picked the game on Tuesday last week, Falcons minus 1.5 for a money pick. I do not feel that strongly. I feel like they're playing C- football. Too many penalties, too many mistakes, and I am worried about Raheem Morris. I want to give credit to the Bucs, but can we be honest? I said on the live call-in show Friday, the Eagles aren't going to try to win this game. If you looked at their questionables on their injury report, you obviously got that vibe. And I don't think this game is the slam dunk Bucs money pick you guys think it is. I'm going Falcons to win in the cover. There is not a lot of science. Next game, we're going to London. We got the New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings. Jets plus 2.5. Money, money, money. Money. Borderline money pick. I hate doing this. And, man, I've picked the Vikings to win every single week. You guys know I'm a Vikings fan, but I want people to approach this game with calm. I think the Jets win the game. I think we see a response from the Jets. And yes, I suffered through that Jets-Broncos game. I watched the film last night, and I got to say, Rodgers did not look old. The thing that killed the Jets was the pre-snap penalties. The thing that killed Jordan Love was Brian Flores and the zone blitzes. I think Rodgers responds in this situation, and I know the Vikings always play good in London. I can't remember the Vikings not playing well in London. But I think this is a game where the Jets defense takes over. I mean, they did lose a game and Bo Nix had like 65 passing yards. I think this is an Alamo situation for the Jets. And if you look at their upcoming schedule, man, they need to win this game. This is their season on the line. I'm going Jets to win in the cover. I'm fading the analyst. I'm fading Joe Public on this one. Jets with the upset. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears. The Bears, Panthers plus 4. I got the Panthers to cover, Bears to win. And credit to the Bears last week. I did give people calm on the Rams. I did try to warn you guys it wasn't a money pick. But I was impressed by the Bears. They finally got the run game going. The only reason, though, I don't think the Panthers win this game in an upset is because look at how many injuries they have. Shaq Thompson is out for the year. They're going to be without 3 defensive tackles and 2 linebackers. So I think the Bears win this game ugly, and anytime Caleb Williams plays quarterback, it is ugly. But I absolutely love the Panthers to cover. I'm just not there to bet it. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jags. Jags minus 2.5. Money, money, money. Borderline. It's early in the week. Borderline. Check in on the later shows if you want more certainty. But I got the Jags to win in the cover. And I was impressed by what we saw out of them against the Houston Texans. The Jags lost that game more than the Texans won it. And if you watch that, you know where I'm going with it. I think this Colts defense is poor. And I think once the Steelers settled down, the Steelers offense kind of dominated them. And I think we're going to get Flacco, and that's what scares me because I trust Flacco and I trust Shane Steichen more than any coach in this league if we're just talking schematics on offense. but I do think the Jags respond, and this is not a stadium that the Colts play well. I'm fine with you betting this Jags up to -3. Make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins. Oh, it's been bad. At the New England Patriots, it's been worse. Fins +1. Man, I'm going Fins to win in the cover. I don't want to talk about this game. We don't know if Tua's going to play. We don't know if Brissett's going. We don't know if Drake May's going. I mean, this is the worst game on the card. It's the worst game I've seen this year. I mean, Snoop Huntley did nothing, and I'm just out on this game. I'm out on Mike McDaniel. I'm kind of tired of it, man. Next game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati Bengals. Ravens -2.5. Ravens to win in the cover. I will not bet this full game. But if you wanted to sprinkle something on Ravens first half, I'd be fine with it. The Bengals just don't start games fast. And honestly, man, the Bengals did not look good against the Panthers. They were helped by pass interference calls. Credit to them for drawing them. But I'm just not high on this Bengals team, and I'm high on this Ravens team. But the problem with the Ravens, man, I think their offense is going to get going. But the reason why we can't bet it is because I don't think this defense is at the level they were last year. They're missing McDonald, and I can't even break it down. Like, I've watched every single piece of film the Ravens put out, and I'm left confounded by some of the stuff I'm seeing on defense. Give me the Ravens to win in the cover. Not a lot of science against the Bengals. I mean, it is an Alamo situation for the Bengals, but it was also an Alamo situation against the Commanders. Next game. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet. Come get this money with us. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Denver Broncos. Raiders +3. Money, money, money. Money. Raiders +3. Make it a damn money pick. I think they win the game as well. And you got to watch the injury report with this. I'm assuming Crosby and Devontae Adams will be back. And I'm assuming we're going to see some Broncos drop off. Listen, I've been impressed with the Broncos offensive line. I've been impressed with their defensive line. They were absolutely outstanding against the Jets, and we have to tip the cap. But when you have a quarterback putting up stats like 60, 65 yards, and he's not even throwing the ball, like he was shot putting it against the Jets. I mean, it's absolutely scary watching Bo Nix play. And I think you have a Raiders team. Listen, you're not going to get good quarterback play. You're not going to have stars. You're not going to be throwing it down the field, even though you have two really good receivers. But one thing you will get out of the Raiders is physical football. And I think Antonio Pierce wins this game. And honestly, man, there has to be some drop-off for the Broncos. Like, listen, I never said they were as bad as the Patriots, but they're close if you just look at the roster. Sean Payton's brilliant, but let's fade them. Let's go Raiders to win in the cover. Make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Washington No Names. No Names -3. I got the Commanders to win in the cover. I got to tell you, though, Deshaun Watson is not the biggest problem with the Commanders. And I'm sure the Commanders this week will be the most bet team in the league, and I get why. The biggest problem with the Browns is Stefanski's scheme, and this offensive line can't block anyone. Like, I warned you guys about DeJuan Jones last week, and Deshaun Watson actually had to take him by the scruff of the neck and yell at him. He's not getting out of this stance. Like, you have the Browns, they've invested so much money into this offensive line, yet everyone is hurt. Everyone is regressing at the wrong times. And you're looking at Jaden Daniels, and I think the Commanders win with the -3. I think it gets up to Browns +3.5, but I'm not going to do it. Next game, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Houston Texans. Texans +1. Texans to win and to cover. Listen, man, I told you guys, I don't have confidence in Bills games, and I'm not really biased about them. I just don't think this roster is the bee's knees like everyone else. Like, it's not hate. Like, Josh Allen is playing such good football right now. No one's playing better football than him in the league, regardless of positions. But I think the Texans can run it, and I think this Texans offensive line needs to boss up and put on their big boy pants. They've been underperforming this year. They've littered the line of scrimmage with penalties, and Stroud's taking a lot of heat. I did say this isn't going to be like a linear line of Stroud just dominating. I'm the biggest Stroud guy, but let's be honest. There's going to be peaks and valleys, but I think this is going to be a peak for Stroud, and I think a lot of money will be on the Bills, and I like Stroud. I actually really like this Texans defense. They have been frustrating at times, let's be honest. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Los Angeles Rams. Packers minus 3.5. Money. Packers winning the cover. I'm getting against the Rams. And there's going to be overreaction because a lot of people had a lot of money on the Packers. Like, I don't, if I miss a game or I miss a bet, I don't let that hang over to next week. And I had the Vikings, but the point still stands. Jordan Love will be healthier this week. This Packers team will be better prepared. And we're looking at a Rams team. Listen, Sean McVay's a tremendous coach, but when you have like 3-4 offensive linemen injured, when you go sign a big name offensive lineman from the Lions, who's one of the best guards in the league, and he gets hurt. Noteboom's hurt. All your best offensive linemen are hurt. There's only so much you can do, and all we keep seeing is Matt Stafford on the ground. We don't know if Nakua's going to play. We don't know if Cooper Kupp's going to play. And you guys rated the Packers going into the season more than me. So you need to be calm here, and you need to check out the stimuli. You need to just throw it out and just go, who do you think's the better team? And I know you don't like the hook. I know betting with the hook is absolutely terrible on the fundamentals. But I think the Packers win this game by 10. And I think this Packers defense has to respond, and this is a great matchup for them. And we're also looking at a Rams defense like, dude, their linebacking core is so bad. It is so bad. Like, they trade Ernest Jones, and who do they replace him with? I just think the Packers run the ball big here, and I'm not even trying to get into Jordan Love, but he's going to respond, man. Packers winning the cover, make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the New York Giants at the Seattle Seahawks. Giants +6. Giants to cover, Hawks to win. And can I be honest about something, fellas? I'm kind of happy with the trajectory of both teams. And we had the Lions as a money pick last week, and luckily it came good. But I'm impressed by what I'm seeing out of the Hawks. I'm impressed by what I'm seeing out of Geno Smith. But I got the Giants to cover this game, and I think this Giants defense is underrated. And I think their defensive line will give the Seahawks offensive line issues. That's really the big glaring issue with the Hawks. Can their defensive line stop the run, which Giants are going to run it on anyone? But most importantly, can the Seattle offensive line do the work when they're pass blocking and let Geno Smith and these thoroughbreds on the outside do their thing? I don't know, man. I doubt it. I'm going Giants to cover, Hawks to win. Wouldn't be surprised with a crazy upset here. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Cards +7.5. Borderline money pick. I'm not even excited about this one. Borderline money pick. Cards to cover. That's the borderline money pick. 49ers to win. And I just don't think this 49ers team's all that good. Like, I don't think their offensive line's as good as people advertise. Obviously, Shanahan will always be able to run the ball, but the point still stands. But also, I think the most glaring issue with the 49ers is this defensive line. I don't even think it's a top 10 unit anymore. And I told you guys, Steve Wilkes took the sword in the back because – listen, when you have to pay 6, 7 offensive stars, there's only so much money to be thrown around. But it is really hard to back the Cards in this situation. I get it. They did not show up against the Commanders. They start off 7-0, and they completely got demolished by Jaden Daniels. Kyler Murray does not look comfortable in the pocket. When you have great matchups like Harrison Jr. against people like Emmanuel Forbes, you get really concerned when you're not taking advantage of it. But I'm going pure fundamentals with the Cards to cover, 49ers to win. I mean, this game just it's like chlamydia at a certain point. You don't want to do it, but you just kind of have to go off the fundamentals and you have to be intransient. Next game, we got the Dallas Cowboys, them boys, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers minus 2.5. Steelers to win in the cover. Do I like this? No. Do I want to bet it? Yeah, but I just can't. I did give a little bit of caution to everyone. Like, I didn't say the Steelers were a college fun bet last week. I told you guys, it's because I have respect for Shane Steichen being an offensive genius, and I didn't know we were going to get Joe Flacco midway through. And I'm seeing a Cowboys offensive line. I kind of like how they're pass blocking with those 2 rookies, but I don't like how they're running the ball, and I think the Steelers' defense will completely pulverize them. And Mike Tomlin, man, he did not have a good game plan in the first half defensively. They got caught flat-footed with the run, and they kept playing zone. And once they got the man-to-man in the second half, you saw things change and transform in that game. It was kind of the same story as the Chargers game. So I just think the Steelers are fundamentally better in key areas that aren't sexy. Like, I know people are going to say, dude, you don't want to bet Justin Fields against Dak. No, I want to bet Justin Fields. I feel comfortable with him. I liked what he did that game. It's not his fault George Pickens fumbled. One of the most ridiculous fumbles you're going to see in this league, like worse than Minshew's fumble against the Chargers, to be completely frank. So I'm looking at the Steelers just being fundamentally better. You just can't bet this game because also Arthur Smith, man, he's putting Justin Fields in bad situations, but he battled really hard, man, and I was impressed by him. Next game, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Kansas City Chiefs. Saints plus 5.5. Money. Saints to cover, Chiefs to win. Wouldn't be surprised with the Saints upset. I was impressed by the fight the Saints showed in that Falcons game. I was impressed. I was impressed how the Saints were able to run the ball and be able to move someone like Grady Jarrett and Matt Judon, who are just phenomenal against the run. I'm seeing a Chiefs team limping into this game. They did not look good against the Chargers team that had like fucking 15 guys in the medical tent. I don't think this Chiefs team has looked good at all. Now, do I like putting action on Chiefs games? No. Do I like getting against the Chiefs in a primetime 4:30 Monday night, Sunday night situation? No. It's absolute cancer, and you will get the rug pulled out on you. But I have to do it this game. And you're seeing these Chiefs injuries, Pacheco, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown. I don't know when he's coming back. I just feel like they're limping into this game. They're not playing their best football. And we're seeing a Saints team that is playing with verb, gusto, and confidence a lot different than the previous years. Give me the Saints to cover, make it a money pick, Chiefs to win. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. You got to subscribe, man, because they're throttling any sports betting content. It's not just me. So if you want to keep seeing these videos, you got to subscribe, because you got to turn on the notifications. They're going to ghost your boy. They're going to milk carton me. You're going to be wondering, where's Lawson? We got to milk carton him. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you to everyone on Patreon. It's the Alamo week. You better strap in. It's going to get fucking serious.
Get up, how many days it gonna take? You switch on me and I ain't get a break. If I hop off, then the levee gon' break. If I take two, then I'm off into space. Put all that down, pour all that out. I'm done without, we on the now. Step after step, day by the day. Live for the night and I'm never gon' break.